and this is Gemma's loneliness videos. I'm so lonely. I'm so lonely. I'm not lonely. Oh, that's good. I've got you. Anyway, some years ago, maybe approaching 20 years ago, and for anybody young watching, they're probably thinking, there's something 20 years ago? We did this thing, and it was like a test at work, and I think most people would know what it is, but I won't name it. But the initials are B, I think hyphen M. And in that there was a part about whether or not you're introverted or extroverted. And I'd heard of those terms before, of course. And my mother had always said I was a loner because I would do things alone. But I kind of did things alone because I didn't really know how to make friends. I did have some friends here or there, but I just wasn't somebody who had a lot of friends, around all the time. But on the other hand, it wasn't that bad. So anyway, but I used to just, as I got older, I think I just thought you had to do things alone, or you weren't going to do them at all. Maybe I had different interests to other people, I don't know. But I was very surprised to find that I came up as slightly extroverted. So you had let's say that's the introverted, that's the extroverted. I was about here on the extroverted. And I think I even redid it, and it definitely came up as slightly extroverted. Anyway, it kind of liberated me in a little bit because I think I'd got into this kind of way of doing things alone, and some of those things became very hard. For example, once I went to a trail riding place and hired a horse and went riding by myself. And I was always pushing myself to do these hard things, and a lot of it was quite tough to do. And I've since noticed that other people don't do that. And it also kind of explained why I needed people. I mean, that seems a silly thing to say perhaps, but it kind of made it so that I felt like it was okay for me to maybe say that I was lonely, or to say I needed some support, or ask somebody to come with me, to something, and to actually allow myself to try to be with people more instead of pushing myself the other way. Anyway, since then, like with so many things in science and medicine, somebody else has come along and said, balderdash, that's all rubbish. Again, I'm just, I'm trying to say the gist of what somebody else was saying, but I think what they were saying was that we're all, introverted and extroverted at different times. So that made a lot more sense to me, actually, because I thought, yeah, people say, they love nothing better than to be out in a paddock where they can't see any people, yet that person might be married with a couple of children. Or, somebody says, oh no, I'm having a lovely time here by the fire knitting, and they can do that for hours and hours and hours. Yet comes to going to some sort of event. They would never think of going by themselves. So there are certain circumstances that each of us, according to our particular personalities, and, the mood of the day affects whether we are introverted or extroverted. And so I think it's a good thing to let go of kind of labels that, even that you're a popular person or a people person, because then those people get exhausted, because everywhere they go, people expect them to be that bubbling person. And so they're like, hi, it's so lovely to see you. And after a while, your mouth gets tired, and you start to get exhausted from all that. It's very tiring I don't need something to hold my mouth up to do that. I'm just not that bubbly sort of person. So I think if you're like that, you can let it go. You can be bubbly at times, but you don't have to be bubbly all the time. And if you're in a bad mood, it's okay for people to see that you get into a bad mood sometimes. I don't mean be nasty to people, but you might just be tired at the moment. That's perfectly to be expected. All right, don't know whether this has helped at all, but I hope it has, and bye for now.